Chapter 4. Developing a Business Model and MVP. Building a Business Model Canvas. So, you found your idea, deeply studied the customer, assessed the market, and even spied on your competitors. You know who your buyer is, how big the pie you're about to take a bite out of is, and who you'll have to fight for it. Now it's time to assemble all these disparate puzzle pieces into a unified, coherent picture. This is what a business model does. Think of a business model not just as a plan, but as how your company will create, deliver, and capture value. Simply put, it's your answer to the question, how will we make money by solving customer problems? Many first-time startup founders make a big mistake. They immediately rush to write a multi-page business plan. Most often, this is a useless waste of time. It becomes outdated as soon as the ink dries. The startup world is too dynamic. Instead, we will use a tool that has transformed the approach to strategic planning for thousands of companies worldwide: the Business Model Canvas. Imagine a large poster divided into 9 key blocks. Each block is an important question about your business. By filling in these blocks, you're not just describing what you do. You are literally designing your company on a single page. This allows you to see the whole picture, understand how different parts of your business are connected, and quickly make changes. It's like Lego. You have individual bricks, customers, product, money, and the canvas helps you build a working model from them. Let's go through each block. Key partners. Who will help you build an empire? Imagine you want to build a house. You wouldn't do everything alone, right? You need a brick supplier, an electrician, a plumber, perhaps someone who will issue you a building permit. It's the same in business. Key partners are external companies or organizations without whom your startup cannot effectively function or grow. Why do you need partners? Access to resources. Partners may have what you lack: unique technologies, patents, rare materials, a large customer base. Risk reduction. Outsourcing some tasks to partners reduces your risks. For example, if you don't want to hire a whole team of couriers, you can cooperate with a delivery service. Optimization. Partners can perform certain functions more efficiently or cheaply than you can yourself. Examples for startups. Technology partners, cloud providers, Amazon Web Services, AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, are almost always your key partners. They provide the infrastructure on which your product runs. You're not going to build your own servers, are you? Suppliers. If your startup produces a physical product, these will be suppliers of raw materials, components. If you have a food delivery service, these will be the restaurants that prepare the food. Distributors, retailers. If you sell a product that needs distribution, these could be online stores, retail chains. Integration partners. If your product needs to work with other services, e.g., payment systems, CRM systems, their developers can become your partners. Strategic alliances. Companies that complement your product or service. For example, a fitness app might partner with a smartwatch manufacturer. Question for you: who is critically important for your product or service? Without whom can your business not operate or grow? With whom does it make sense to team up to gain access to resources, reduce risks, or optimize processes? Key activities. What do you do to create value? If key partners are who helps you, then key activities are what you yourself do every day. These are the main actions your startup must perform to create and deliver its value proposition to customers, maintain relationships with them, and generate revenue. This is the heart of your operational work. Examples for startups. App development. For most tech startups, this will be the core activity. Coding, interface design, testing, releasing new versions. Manufacturing. If you produce physical goods, this will be the entire cycle from raw material procurement to assembly and quality control. Marketing and sales. Attracting new customers, creating advertising campaigns, conducting negotiations, closing deals. Customer support. Handling inquiries, solving problems, collecting feedback. Research and development, R&D, continuously improving the product, finding new features, studying technologies. Question for you. What actions are absolutely essential for your product or service to work and bring value to your customers? What is your core competency? What do you do best? Key resources. What do you need to perform these activities? So you know who helps you, partners, and what you do, activities. Now you need to understand what you need for that. Key resources are the assets necessary for your business model to function. These can be physical things, intellectual property, people, or money. Examples for startups. Physical resources, office space, equipment, computers, cameras, machines, warehouses, vehicles for logistics startups. Intellectual resources, patents, copyrights, software, unique algorithms, databases, brand, know-how. For a tech startup, this is often the most valuable resource. Human resources, your team, engineers, designers, marketers, managers, salespeople. Without talented people, even the most brilliant idea will remain on paper. Financial resources, cash, credit lines, investments from funds and angels. More on this in the chapter on finance. Example. For a startup developing an AI service for medical image processing, key resources would be intellectual, AI algorithms, medical image databases for training, human, highly qualified AI developers and medical experts, physical, high-performance servers, or access to cloud computing, specialized software. Financial, investments to hire these specialists and buy or lease equipment. Question for you. Without which resources simply cannot your startup exist or operate effectively? What is the most valuable asset you have or need to acquire? Value propositions. Why should customers choose you? This is the heart of your business model. If you forget everything else, remember this. A value proposition is the bundle of benefits you offer your target customers to solve their problems or satisfy their needs. This is what makes you unique and valuable in their eyes. This is your answer to the question, why should a customer choose me and not my competitor? It's not just a list of features. It's the value these features bring. For example, an iPhone isn't just a phone with a touchscreen. It's a device that offers ease of use, status, access to a vast app ecosystem, and the best user experience. Types of value propositions. Newness. You offer something completely new that didn't exist before. Performance. Your product works faster, more efficiently. Customization, personalization. You adapt the product to each customer's individual needs. Design, aesthetics, ease of use, UX. Price. You offer the same quality but significantly cheaper. Risk reduction. Your product helps avoid financial losses, mistakes, problems. Accessibility. You make a product or service available to those who previously couldn't use it, e.g., Uber made rides accessible to many who didn't use taxis before. Convenience, usability. Your product is easy to learn and use, saving time and effort. Example. For an online food delivery service, your value proposition could be, for customers, fast delivery of delicious food from your favorite restaurants right to your door without the need to call and wait. Convenience, time-saving, wide selection. For restaurants, increased sales volume without the need to build your own logistics, access to a new audience, and efficient order management. Access to customers, cost reduction, efficiency. It's important that your value proposition is clear, measurable, where possible, and focused on solving customer problems or needs, not on your product itself. Question for you. What customer problems do you solve? What needs do you satisfy? Why should a customer choose you? What makes your product service truly valuable to them? Customer relationships. How do you build connections? Once you've attracted a customer, how will you interact with them? Customer relationships describe the types of interactions your startup establishes with each customer segment. It's not just customer service. It's how you build loyalty, retain them, and encourage repeat purchases. Types of relationships. Personal assistance, direct personal communication with a manager or specialist, relevant for B2B, complex products. Dedicated personal manager, deep, long-term relationships with a specific manager. Self-service, the customer solves their problems through FAQs, knowledge bases, online tools, relevant for many SaaS products. Automated services, using chatbots, automated email campaigns, personalized recommendations based on data. Communities, creating online or offline communities where customers can interact with each other, share experiences, and get support, e.g., forums, social media groups. Co-creation, involving customers in the product development process, getting feedback to improve features. Examples. Zappos, known for its outstanding personal customer service. Their value proposition isn't just shoes, but an incredible shopping experience with free shipping and returns and a willingness to chat with customers for hours on the phone. Spotify/Netflix, primarily automated service based on recommendation algorithms, with the option to contact support if needed. But their core relationship is the continuous provision of new, relevant content. HubSpot, for its B2B clients, it offers both self-service, extensive knowledge base, training videos, and personal assistance, dedicated account managers for large clients. The choice of relationship type depends on your target segment, value proposition, and cost. Highly personalized service is expensive, but justified for customers with a high LTV lifetime value. Automated service is scalable and efficient for mass markets. Question for you. How do your customers prefer to interact with you? How will you build long-term relationships so they keep coming back? Channels. How will your product reach the customer? You've created an amazing product. It solves an important problem, and you know who your customer is. Now you need to think. How will the customer find out about you? Where will they find your product? And how will they get it? Channels describe how your startup communicates with target customer segments to deliver the value proposition, sell the product service, and provide after-sales support. Channels can be direct, your own website, online store, direct sales, full control over the customer experience. Own sales force, for B2B, large clients, complex products requiring personal negotiations. Physical stores, if you have a retail business, though less relevant for most startups in early stages. Mobile apps, direct access to customers through their smartphones. Indirect, partner-owned. Retail partners, selling through large retail chains, e.g., Apple Store, Best Buy. Wholesalers, large distributors who sell your product to other companies. Marketplaces, platforms like Amazon, eBay, Etsy, App Store, Google Play. They provide an audience, but charge a commission. Partner programs, affiliate marketing. Other companies or bloggers advertise your product for a percentage of sales. Choose the channels that most effectively deliver your value proposition to your target customer segment with minimal cost. Customer segments, for whom are you creating value? We already discussed this in Chapter 3, but here this block is a central element of the canvas. Customer segments are groups of people or organizations for whom you are creating value and whom you want to reach. Without a clear understanding of your segment, everything else in your business model will be blurred. Remember our buyer personas. That's the detailed breakdown of your customer segments. You cannot satisfy all the needs of all people on the planet. Focusing on a specific segment allows you to create a product that perfectly suits them, solving their unique problems. Examples of segmentation. Mass market. Products that appeal to a broad audience without much segmentation, e.g., basic consumer goods. Niche market. targeting a very specific, narrow segment of customers with unique needs, e.g., software for veterinary clinics. Segmented market, serving several segments that have slightly different needs but a similar overall basis, e.g., a bank offering different products for individuals and small businesses. Diversified market, serving segments with completely different needs and characteristics, requiring different value propositions and channels, e.g., Amazon, which sells products to consumers and provides cloud services to companies via AWS. Multi-sided platforms, platforms that serve two or more interdependent customer segments, e.g., Uber connects drivers and passengers, Airbnb connects property hosts and guests. Question for you: who are your most important customers? For whom do you create maximum value? To whom are you going to sell? Cost structure. What will it cost you? Money comes and goes. Cost structure describes all the expenses incurred in operating your business model. Understanding your costs is critically important for determining your pricing strategy and ensuring profitability. There are two main types of business models from a cost perspective. Cost-driven, focus on minimizing costs. This is usually achieved through automation, low prices, mass production, e.g., low-cost airlines, discount stores. Value-driven, focus on creating maximum value for the customer, even if it involves higher costs, e.g., luxury brands, premium services with a high level of service. Key types of costs. Fixed costs. Do not change regardless of the volume of production or sales, e.g., office rent, salaries of key employees, insurance. Variable costs. Change proportionally to the volume of production or sales, e.g., cost of raw materials for each product produced, payment system commission for each transaction, courier salary for each delivery. Economies of scale, reduction in average unit cost as production volume increases, e.g., purchasing components in bulk becomes cheaper. Economies of scope, cost reduction through expanding the product range or using the same resources for multiple products. Examples for a startup: SaaS startup. Fixed, developer and manager salaries, office rent, software licenses for the team. Variable, cloud computing costs AWS, which increase with the number of users, marketing campaign costs. Delivery service, fixed, manager salaries, office rent, app development. Variable, courier salaries per delivery, fuel costs, packaging, payment system commissions. Question for you: what are the main costs your business will incur? What will you spend money on? Which costs are fixed and which are variable? How can you optimize them? Revenue streams. Where will the money come from? This is perhaps the most enjoyable block. Revenue streams describe how your startup generates money from each customer segment. This is how you convert your value proposition into actual income. Types of revenue streams. Asset sale, selling physical goods, e.g., selling an iPhone. Usage fee. The customer pays based on how much they use a service, e.g., phone call minutes, payment for gigabytes of data. Subscription fee. The customer pays a regular fixed amount for continuous access to a service, e.g., Netflix, Spotify, most SaaS services. This is a very popular model for startups as it provides predictable revenue. Lending, renting, leasing, providing an asset for temporary use, e.g., car rental, equipment rental. Licensing. Selling the right to use intellectual property, e.g., selling software licenses. Brokerage fees, commissions, earning a percentage for mediation between two parties, e.g., Uber, Airbnb, real estate brokers. Advertising, revenue from placing advertisements for other companies, e.g., Google, Facebook. Examples for a startup. Mobile game. Can have several streams. Direct sale of the game, one-time fee. In-game purchases, buying virtual items. Advertising within the game. Online medical service. Fee for each consultation. Monthly subscription for extended functionality, e.g., medical record storage, 24/7 access to specialists, additional medical services. Important. Make sure your revenue stream aligns with your value proposition and customer needs. If you offer savings but your product is expensive, it creates dissonance. Question for you. What specifically are your customers willing to pay for? How do they prefer to pay? What types of payments will you use? One-time, subscription, commission. Once you have filled in all 9 blocks, you haven't just got a list of separate elements. You have a living, breathing organism of your future company. Imagine that each block is a gear, and for the whole machine to work efficiently and move forward, these gears must be perfectly fitted to each other and rotate in unison. Your key partners help you perform key activities using key resources. All of this together creates a unique value proposition, which you deliver to your customer segments through selected channels. At the same time, you build special customer relationships, which allows you to generate revenue streams while also keeping an eye on your cost structure. Every element affects the others. If you decide to change something in your value proposition, e.g., make it more premium, this will lead to changes in your cost structure, they will likely increase, and possibly in your customer segments. You'll start attracting a more affluent audience, and channels. Different marketing approaches will be needed. This is not just a tool for filling out, it's a tool for thinking. It forces you to ask the right questions. If I change this, how will it affect everything else? How effectively do all these parts work together? It helps you analyze the connections between different elements of your business and make informed, strategic decisions. This is your first, but very important, map to success. Important tips for working with the canvas. Start with the core. Value proposition and customer segments. This is the very spark for which everything begins. If you don't understand for whom and what value you are creating, everything else is meaningless. This is your reason for existence. Use sticky notes or digital equivalents. Whether it's a real large poster with sticky notes or an online board like Miro Mural, write each idea on a separate sticky note. This allows you to easily move, add, or delete elements. The business model is a living document that constantly changes. Don't be afraid to experiment and rearrange the bricks. Don't be afraid to rework. If something doesn't add up, e.g., your cost structure is too high for your revenue streams, it's a signal that you need to re-examine other blocks. Perhaps you need to change channels, or find new partners, or even rethink your value proposition. Remember that flexibility is a startup's superpower. Do it with your team. If you already have co-founders, work on the canvas together. This is not just an exercise, it's a way to align your vision and ensure everyone understands how the business works. Different perspectives will help find weaknesses and strengthen strengths. Test hypotheses. Every block of the canvas contains hypotheses, not concrete facts. For example, our customers are willing to pay by subscription, or these partners can provide us with the necessary traffic. Each of these hypotheses must be tested in real life, through those very interviews, MVP, etc. Propose a hypothesis, test it, learn, and then adjust the canvas again. This is a continuous cycle. The business model canvas is your first blueprint, from which you will begin to build. It gives you a holistic picture and helps you adapt quickly. Now that you see how all parts of your future business interact, it's time to create something tangible to start getting feedback from your customers. Your MVP, minimum viable product. But we'll talk about that in the next section.